my nephews. My ears are all black and blue about the last couple of weeks. Janet, thank you very much for that lovely tribute. At this time, I would like to ask one of the a group of the CBSA officers that are here, Officer Dusanich, and if you could come up with Gary and Mark. They'd like to say a few words about my mother as well.
Hello everyone, my name is Nicole, and along with my colleagues and my friends Mary and Mark, we really had the honor and the pleasure of getting to know Joan over the last 10 plus years at the Vancouver International Airport. Some of the things that first drew us to Joan was her overall zest for life, her kind heart, but more importantly, her endless amount of love. Each of us looked forward to Monday mornings where she volunteered as a green coat. Even before we entered the customs hall, she'd spot us. She'd come over laughing, and she'd run so fast, saying, I saw you trying to sneak past me, all the while laughing. We'd share a laugh. She'd greet us with a great big grin, but an even greater hug. As small in stature as Joan was, her hugs were always warm, welcoming, and loving. It would just radiate right through your soul. She introduced us to her wonderful family and many great friends over the years, and we feel blessed to become an extension of her family. She introduced us to so many other great things over the years, but a little lighthearted thing for us was she introduced us to humbugs and hurricanes from the UK. We'd always tease her, oh, we're not going to let you back into Canada without paying the Murray humbug tax. She would laugh at us and be like, oh, you guys, but we can attest she always paid her taxes. Thanks, Ruth. As you know, Joan had an amazing sense of humor. She would laugh at our stories, both personal and at work. She would call us out when we were being cheeky, in the knee, and she always cheered us on during our accomplishments. No matter what life threw, Joan's positive mental attitude was incredible. It's a lesson I hope to carry with me and each of us through the years to come. Each of us have our many fond memories of Joan over the years. We feel blessed for our time that we had with her, and I, for one, will always smile and think of her fondly whenever I hear her name right.
Said that Mom was really involved with all kinds of different organizations. The last 22 years, she's been involved with the Green Coats at the airport. Every Monday morning, her and Dad would be there. And at this point, I'd like to ask Jack Curie, who's one of the Green Coat coordinators, to come up here and say a few words. I'd also like to mention, sorry, I should have said this in the beginning, we are videotaping to send back to family in the UK. If anybody does not want to be videotaped, please let us know. And it's also being recorded.
Just before you go, those sitting along those windows, do you think you can open those windows and then people out there can hear it, also get a little more air going through here? Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Chad, and I'm a coordinator for the volunteer program at the Vancouver International Airport. And on behalf of the Vancouver Airport Authority and the entire Green Coat coordination team, I would like to pass along my condolences. At YPR, Mondays won't be the same for us anymore, unfortunately. For those of you that don't know, Joan was a dedicated volunteer on our busy Monday morning shifts. Joan started working in the volunteer program in 1993. She had been a volunteer for the last 21 years with our organization. And Joan didn't miss too many shifts. In fact, the only time I remember her missing shifts was when she was sailing on her favorite cruise line called American. Joan was also a permanent fixture in our Canada Customs Hall and formed strong friendships with many of the officers that you've just also joined the Green Coat program on Mondays at the airport, had what we like to call, they had a little technique, it was called divide and conquer approach. Joan loved welcoming and helping arriving passengers in the Canada Customs Hall, while Tom continues to give passengers a friendly welcome or a departure in the U.S. departures area. The community at YVR and all their friends will miss Joan sincerely, especially me. And I'd like to present Lily here, who will.
I'm Lily Clowder, and I'm a Green Coat volunteer. And the reason we're wearing all of this is because we are the weeks that we put your green sparkle. Because I said we're the Monday morning sparkle breakfast. I mean, you got to sparkle at 6 o'clock in the morning on a Monday to do what we do. And Joan, I've known Joan since I joined Air Canada. Actually, she joined, I guess, 1 year before I did, and I came to Vancouver. And I'm here also to say on behalf of all the Air Canada flight attendants, what a wonderful woman she was and how much she helped all of us. So over those years, I would, she was like there for us. And she was like almost a second mother to me because I was always in trouble with something. And she'd get me out of trouble and say, no, you filled out and she said the wrong form. So when I became a Green Coat, I was on the ship with Tom and Joan. And she gave me the biggest hug. And she said, oh, thank goodness, Lily, you're here. You're going to be with us. And I said, yes. And I was just so delighted to work with her as much as I could. Towards the end, she was actually, you guys have paired her up with me, and I was so grateful because she was like, okay, you do the computer, and I'll go out there. And when she wasn't in customs hall. So I miss her so much, and I just can't thank you enough, Tom, for all the help that you gave me too. And my partners, because we just, you guys are wonderful. And we send our condolences to you because of and all the benefits.
At this time, my sister Karen's going to come up and say a few words.
Well, I spent quite a bit of time trying to break down some points. But this student friend, a bird doesn't sing because it has an answer. It sings because it has a song. My whole life growing up, my mom sang. She was cleaning the house, dusting, whatever. She was singing. I just like, how can you sing when you're doing such a mundane thing? But she did every time without fail. And then whenever I heard her sing, it was like, oh God, it's time to do chores. But she always had a song ready to go, singing, and she always was ready to dance. And when I was growing up, I rolled my eyes a million times, like, oh God, here she goes again. But a lot of times she would drag who's ever nearest to her, or she would get my dad, and they would happily dance, and I'd be happy because I was off the hook. But those are the kind of things that kind of just stimulate me. She's done it a million times. That's just the way that she was. She just had the happy feet, dancing feet, and she was Welsh, so she had to sing every minute of the day. We over the last 10 years especially spent a lot of time together and had a lot of really us to Dave's family's house in Seashell a couple of times, and we just laughed and laughed and laughed. The whole trip was just, it was like being at a circus. We just laughed our butts off. Everything was funny. Even the bad weather, we found something funny to laugh about. And Christmas, vacations, whatever, holidays, we played the Wii bowling. My parents went crazy for it. They loved it. And then that was the thing. We had to do that like pretty much every year. And there's a lot of, really good memories that that we have carried with us. The last cruise I took with my parents, I told my mom she had to dance with my dad at least once. And she said, no, I don't think I can. I said, it doesn't have to be a big dance. It can be a short dance, and you don't even have to go fast. It can be a slow dance. And they had a beautiful, beautiful dance. And I had my son's camera, and I was fumbling with the shutter and the cover, and I was trying to videotape it. But she just, bang, okay, now I'm gonna dance right now. And it's like, oh, darn it. So I actually was unable to get that, but I did get another dance where we put her in her wheelchair, my dad was kicking, and so I managed to get that one, and that was so hard to videotape because I'm trying to keep my composure, and I got this camera in front of my face, and it's like at the end of it, I'm like, yep, that was beautiful. Okay, let's keep going. And she just, even in the wheelchair, her little feet were moving, and they looked gorgeous, and they had a lot of really good times together, and they were incredible as a couple. And towards the end, she went really quickly. One day she was getting her hair done, the next day she was not waking up. And even the doctor came in and said, I said, she had her hair done yesterday, what's going on? And she said, no wonder she looks so gorgeous. She had her hair done, and I'm like, well, I guess, and I did her nails Saturday, and she was looking quite beautiful at the end, so I think that's what she wanted. She was hanging out like, come on, get my nails done. I gotta look good when I get up there and meet my mom and my best friend and Elvis and so yeah, that was the kind of life she had. She went everywhere. I think we're half dragging my dad and anything towards the end. He would come back to the trip and say, that's the last one. Next thing you know, they're going again, and they got big smiles, and they come back, and he's like, no, really, that was the last one. So, yeah, we went a lot of places with her, and I think he would have followed her to the ends of the world. I think he would have followed her to the moon if she wanted to go there. And they loved each other a lot. You see that every day. And she will be missed, obviously. And there's a lot of people here to remind us of all the great friends that she's had over time, and family. And that's it. Thank you.
I have to be there. I'm filming. So I gotta see how much time I got here.
Michael's actually finding it really hard, and on behalf of the grandchildren, Michael, Blake, Tiana, and Levi, Mom, I know how they all feel today. I've actually known how they've all felt for a couple of weeks now. And hard couple of months and it's been a hard couple of weeks. So their love is with you, and our love will always be with you. That's one of the last things she said to me the last week as well. So. I was at the doctor's a couple of months ago, and one of the nurses said to me, when her husband's mom was dying, he suggested that her husband write a letter to the mother. Excuse me. So I came home and I did that. Dear Mom, this letter is being written from the heart. I want to say thank you for everything that you have done for me over my 51 years. You looked after me as a baby, changed my diapers, fed me, dressed me, and taught me how to walk. You were always there when I needed you. So was my dad, actually. Came out and watched me play sports, or was always there at Air Cadets to see me move up the cadet and the officer ranks. Thank you for being the 692 Sponsoring Committee Vice Chairperson when I was a commanding officer. We sure worked well together. What does Mom mean to me? M is Mighty One. O is Outstanding Individual. M is Majestic Person. You are all of these and more. What else does Mom mean to me? M is Motivational. U is Ultimate Strength. And M is Milton, a proud one. As I said, she married Tom in 1950 and neither one of them looked back. You also taught me compassion and understanding. You loved me to no avail and taught me what commitment is all about. What else would commitment mean to me when I have two parents that have been married for 64 plus years? Charlene and I have 40 odd to go, so. Dad and you are in the dictionary under commitment. 64 years of marriage and still counting. I wish that I could take away all of your pain. Sometimes God or life do not seem fair, and this is one of those times. Mom, I want you to know that I will always and will forever love you. Thanks to you and Dad, I am the person that I am. Thank you so much for everything. Love, David. Now, those of you that knew my mom's heritage, being Welsh, I gave her that letter. And those of you that know my mother, and as was mentioned before, she had a smile. She was always positive. She said, M-A-M. Ma'am is mother in Welsh. So I need you to work on that acronym. So I had to go back to the drawing board. But in her last couple of days, she wanted me to show this to the doctor. So M was monarchical, A was attractive, and M was mom. And the doctor saw that in the last couple of days, and he said, that fit your mother to a T. Yeah. I was at work a couple of weeks ago, and somebody said to me, you got to tell this story at your mom's celebration of life. So I'm working at Air Canada, I was at the hospice a couple of weeks ago, and it was July the 10th. Mom was having a bit of a rough time, so I decided I was going to spend the night at the hospice. So my days off that was I think my first day off. I was off the 10th, 11th, 12th, and 13th. So we were sleeping at about 5 in the morning. Mom had a bit of a coughing fit, so I woke up and we got Mom under control or whatever. And then at 6 o'clock, the nurse walked in with her medication and she asked, when is breakfast going to be? And the nurse said, oh, it's not for like another 2 hours. And you know what? She actually frowned and half rolled her eyes. So don't believe me, but that's what happened. Well, the nurse said, I can go get you some toast if you want some toast. So she went and got some toast and came back in. And Mom ate the toast. All of a sudden, it's 7 o'clock. And a light bulb went off. She went, are you supposed to be at work today? I said, no, Mom, no, it's okay. I'm not supposed to be at work today. No, seriously. I'm pretty sure you're supposed to be at work today. Are you not supposed to be at the airport today? And I said, no, Mom, I'm not working today. I'm on a day off. She said, you know, David, I will be extremely stressed out if you're taking today off to be with me and you're supposed to be at work. So right till the bitter end, she was like, are you supposed to be at work or you're not supposed to be at work? And that was, like I said, somebody told me not to tell that story because she was adamant. She was, no, I'm sure you're supposed to be at work today.